All right, welcome everybody to day 3 of PM edition of Day in the Life of an Inc. 5000 marketing agency. So what do we do today? Met with a referral from another marketing agency to talk to their client who's focused right now is final expense insurance, just like burial insurance, right? Cover your final expenses when you die. And they had done some previous lead generation efforts that failed, which is why we were brought in. And they were focused on, they wanted a new lead generation mechanism built. They wanted a new campaign that would generate leads for them because they're currently buying leads from a service and they wanted to control their own destiny. Well, what I uncovered was, while the sexy thing would be build them new lead generation to get them more leads, everybody wants more leads, there's actually a leaky bucket in that they were getting these leads, postcards filled out via direct mail, and they were just sending sales reps to show up at that person's house and knock on their door and hope they were home and hope they had time and hope they wanted to meet with them. And they're doing it. Their sales reps were doing this 6 hours a day. And a high percentage of their sales reps quit because they would say the first day, let's go show you what you're going to do. And the person would go on the tour of the 6 hours of door knocking and say, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't want to do this. So they're having trouble retaining reps. The reps that stayed and worked, you can make really good money doing it. Just the way they were doing it was a lot of manual labor, a lot of wasted effort. So I said, hey, respectfully, before we go build you a new sexy lead generation mechanism, let's make the most out of the leads you already got. Let's build you a multi-step appointment generation sequence so that those consumers know, actually book a day and a time for an agent to come out and visit with them. And they know who the agent is and why they're there. And they're scheduled at a time. So the agent doesn't waste time knocking on doors, hoping people are home. So I could have just said, sure, we'll build you more lead generation, but I don't want to pour more water into a bucket with holes in it. I'll plug the hole first. So when we pour more water in, it works better. So lesson to learn from there. Before you get shiny object syndrome and before you go, ooh, I want something new. Have you finished mining all the gold out of the hole in the ground you're already digging in before you go dig a new hole? Then let's see, we met with our clients, the Organic Plant Magic. Their Facebook ads are working really well. They're really excited in terms of how cheap we are acquiring customers for them. We ran another new test this month that's already up. And I believe we're finally getting the email marketing out the door to reactivate their email list so that we can start selling there too. So that went well. Met with a client of ours to talk about season 3 of her podcast. She was really excited by the results of the AI podcast suggested listener download ads we ran for one of her episodes and wants to do more of that before we start season 3. So, because when we up her down, she wants her downloads up so much that she can get more sponsors to pay for her season. So super excited to do that. Worked on copy for a client's webinar. I kept the middle, rewrote the end because they're selling something different. I'm finding out if we're keeping the middle, then I'm like 90% done writing that webinar deck. If we're scrapping the middle, then I got to write a whole new middle, and that's the longest act. So that'll take more time. I'm hoping we can keep the middle to sell his new course as opposed to the coaching program he was selling. I had a pre-interview for someone interviewing me on their podcast, which I didn't need, but made them feel better. Then I had a coaching session with one of my EO Forum mates, Entrepreneurs Organization, where I coached them through an issue they're having, and that went really well. Then at 3:00, we talked to one of the guests on one of our clients' podcasts who's interested in how to market how to rip up your mortgage and pay off your debt way early strategy, which is not just paying an extra payment every year. It's not just a bi-weekly mortgage. It's something way more advanced and cooler than that. That was really exciting. I gave him a whole bunch of good ideas. He's getting me some homework, and then hopefully we'll be able to move forward there. And then I met with a woman who's a referral from a client, and she's in the recruiting business, and she's got one area of her business that she's not excited about, and she's got one that she really is excited about. We talked about marketing that one. That's small to mid-size, $2 to $10 million size companies where they build out an entire hiring process for you and teach you how to run it and put it in the software. And it sounds really awesome. She's had some business challenges with COVID and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we can come up with something that she can afford now and that will grow with her as she grows. So that was my day today. There's some lessons in there. How was yours? And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for tuning in on Day in the Life of an Inc. 5000 marketing agency.